Good day, class. So today we will discuss the LM7 in PE4 sports, which is about the duties and responsibilities of players, including the basic rules. So let's begin with the introduction. So for this LM, this consolidates the different duties and responsibilities of players in volleyball, particularly the roles of the players assigned to each volleyball position. The basic volleyball rules that are observed in and out of the competition and the awareness of one's player in maintaining the good spirit of the sport. So yun yung inclusion. Let's begin with the first lesson about volleyball positions. So we have, since the creation of volleyball sometime in the late 19th to early 20th century, the sport has evolved many times over to become what is today. So may mga changes like what I've mentioned sa LM6. Volleyball is quickly spread throughout the world and is now an international popular sport. So while there are many variations of the sport, the most widely popular amongst leagues and schools is the 6-person team version. Ito na yung nakikita natin nowadays. So a typical volleyball team has at least 12 players to facilitate practice, but only 6 players can be on the court at any given time. So 6 lang ang nasa court. Each of these 6 volleyball positions has different roles they must play on the court. When all players fulfill their role, a beautiful sequence of skilled volleyball play unfolds. So if all of them inside the court play harmoniously, they will get better performance or better plays. Okay, let's begin with the first one, the setter. So the player who sets the tone for the attacking side of the net, siya yung nag-identify kung sino yung bibigyan niya ng bola to do the attack. So next, often compared with a basketball point guard, the one who runs the show. Kasi siya yung nag-identify kung sino yung magandang bigyan ng bola to do the attack or to do the spike. Or of course, to get the score. Next, requires a detailed knowledge of all the positions, as this player must be aware of the rest of the team at all times and understand their intentions offensively. So, dapat kilala niya yung mga roles and yung strengths ng teammates niya. Next, set up the attacking positions and give them a good opportunity to ground the ball on the opposing side of the net. So yun na nga, giving opportunity to the attackers to score. Next, they can also attack when their rotation is in front of the 3-meter line. So of course, merong rotation. If you're a setter, tapos may mga times na magpunta ka sa back row attack, pero dito, minimension dito, they can do the attack pag nasa front row sila. Next, needs to be versatile in getting around the court quickly and as a hitter or blocker at the same time. So, multi-role. Well, most of the players naman sa volleyball, inside the court, they do have multiple or they do multitasking. So, yan. I hope that understandable para sa inyo. Next, often one of the highest paid on the team due to their involvement in virtually every play throughout a match, because they, again, mostly they do the tone, kumbaga sila yung nagsiset ng tone sa play, kung sino bibigyan ng attacks sa mga teammates niya. Okay, next, the second one is the outside hitter. So, expected to attack and be solid passers defense defensively. So they do the attack and at the same time they do the pass. They are also passers. Next, prominent role in serve, receive, and able to accurately pass a received serve to the awaiting setter. So mostly sila yung nagpapass ng first play going to the setter. Next, responsible for any back row attacks behind the 3-meter line. So they are positioned sa back row. Next, often have a large volume of swings and kills compared to other positions. So dito sila yung mostly nag-a-attack or they do get points through attack. Next, expected to cover other hitters in the event a ball is blocked and comes directly back over the net. Kumbaga sila yung nag-back up after a successful, after a hit, tapos na-block siya ng opponent, they do cover sa mga outside hitter. Next, the middle hitter or blocker. So one of the tallest player on the court plays one of the most important volleyball positions, blocking and spiking, and plays the role of the defensive or offensive attack as well. So sila yung nasa mid front ng court. So sometimes they do block and at the same time they do hit sa middle. Kaya sila middle hitter or block. Next, spends much of their time moving back and forth along the net combining with hitters to block. So sila yung palaging kasama ng mga nasa blocker. They accompany di ba meron tayong types ng blocking like double block, yan, or triple block, yan. Next, typically plays in front row, of course, front row rotation, and is substituted when entering the back row with a more agile, defensively minded player like the libero or defensive specialist. Okay, let's proceed sa libero. So the libero, fairly a new position to the sport, is obviously unique as their jersey is a different color than the rest of the team. So in order for you to identify kung sino yung libero sa team, just check their jersey or the uniform. Kung sino yung naiiba, siya yung libero. And eto, libero he or she is allowed to enter the court freely between plays. So freely yan. Next, dito naman, is not allowed to attack or spike the ball when it is above the net or even at the back line area of the court. Can only be replaced by the player who he or she replaced. So kung sino yung pinalitan niya, yun lang din ang papalit sa kanya. Next, of course, the server. So the server is responsible to serve the ball in a way that the receiver will find difficulty in returning the ball so that it makes it easier for the team to block and play defense. Well, mostly, ang purpose or ang pinaka-aim dapat ng server is ace. Yun yung pinaka-goal. Pero if the opponent receiver is good, so at least doing the good serve is enough. So, yun. Okay, medyo mabilis lang tayo sa positions. Let's proceed to the basic volleyball rules, which is the lesson 2. Okay, the serve. So, server must serve from behind the end line until after contact. Of course, you need to serve the ball beyond the service line or the end line. Next, ball may be served underhand or overhand or jump serve, pati jump serve okay lang. Next, ball must be clearly visible to opponents before serve. well, nagsisignal naman yung referee before doing the service. Next, a served ball may graze the net and drop to the other side for point. Okay lang yung mag-touch yung bola sa net after the service. Next, first game serve is determined by a toss coin. Each subsequent game shall be served alternately. So, nagto-toss coin po to determine the first service or first team to serve. Next, rally point system will be used in all games. So rally, again, it is the continuous exchange of ball from the opponent's court, or I mean offensive court, and the defensive side naman. So next, game will be played to 25 points, and the team who scores 25 points wins a set. But meron pa yan. Dito sa next one. Matches are best of 5 sets, so at least you need to get 3 sets. So the 5th set, pag umabot ng 5th set, hanggang 15 points na lang. It's played up to 15 points only. Ito yun, must win by 2 points lead. Kunwari, nag-24-23 yung score, nag-extend yung score. So, the winning team needs to gain or at least lead 2 points ahead. So, pag nag-24-23, continue siya. Hindi pa siya mag-end pag, para pang 24. For example, 24-23, tapos naging 24 yung isa, done. Continuous na yung scoring up until one team get 2 points lead. So, same din sa 15 points sa fifth set. So, pag 14-14, tuloy pa rin siya na may 2 points lead dapat. Okay, next for the rotation, team will rotate each time they win serve. Yan. Players shall rotate in a clockwise manner. So, na-mention ko na yun sa LM6 kung paano nag-rotate. There shall be 6 players on each side of the court. So, automatic pag may kulang and nag-start na ng signal si referee at kulang kayo doon, that's violation and the point will be given to the other team. Next, maximum of 3 hits per side. So, you are only allowed to have at least or maximum 3 hits. Next, player may not hit the ball twice in succession. So, for a single person, hindi siya pwede mag-touch ng ball twice. But take note that a block is not considered a hit. So, meaning, pag nag-block ka, you can still do the first touch kasi hindi counted yung block as first count or first hit. Next, a ball touching a boundary line is good. So, basta nasa line pa, pwede pa yon, good ball pa yon. Next, a legal hit contact with the ball by a player's body above, including the waist, which does not allow the ball to visibly come to a rest. A legal hit contact, counted siya pag nag-touch siya sa body part mo. Next, if 2 or more players contact the ball simultaneously, it is considered one play and the players involved may not participate in the next play. So, one count lang po yun ng touch. But for the next touch, those players na naka-first touch, they are not allowed to do the second touch. Okay, next, playing the game. A player must not block or attack a serve. So, of course, leave it na mag-serve sila. You just need to receive it. Hindi pwede siyang i-block or even attack. Next, switching position will be allowed only between front line players. And that will happen after the serve only. Next, basic rule violations. Ito yung mga some of the violations. stepping on or over the line on a serve. So, hindi mo pwedeng apakan or hindi ka pwedeng makalapit or makaapak sa end line or service line. Next, failure to serve the ball over the net successfully. Okay, so automatic violation, point will be rewarded to the other team. Next, hitting the ball illegally. So you're not allowed to carry the ball, etc. So mga legal touches lang ang allowed. Next, touches of the net with any part of the body while the ball is in play. Pero may exception naman siya later on. Ito yan. If the ball is driven into the net with such force, so may kalakasan, and that it causes the net to contact an opposing player, no foul will be called. So, hindi yan foul. Kasi it's unavoidable. It's the force. The ball shall continue to be in play. Next, reaching over the net, except letter A, when executing a follow-through. And next, letter B, when blocking ball which is in the opponent's court but is being returned. Next, reaches under the net. That's a violation as well. Okay, next, failure to serve in the correct order. So, of course, may sinusunod tayong rotation. If in case nalimutan nyo mag-rotate, tapos napansin nyo ni referee, that's a violation. Point will be rewarded to the other team. Next, blocks or spikes from the attack area while in the back row position. So, hindi sila pwede mag-block pag nasa back row position. Okay, that's it. Let's go with the last part. Lesson 3, other responsibilities of the players. So, first is punctuality. Players are expected to arrive 20 minutes prior to the start of the session to ensure court managers have enough time to create balanced teams. Okay, next, know the rules. Members should be familiar with the rules, indoor or outdoor. We all have to learn sometime. Therefore, we ask that you be thoughtful teachers and gracious students. Next, playing fair and refereeing. Same lang siya. Play hard but play fair to preserve the integrity of the game. You must fulfill your duty to referee if your team is off. You can assist by being a referee or a line judge. Remember that the referees are not professionals but players doing their best. And also, we have respect. We are a great group of athletic, competitive volleyball loving people with a wide range of skill levels and experience. Please be respectful, of course, to everyone in our community, including the other players, staff, and spectators. Okay, so that ends our discussion for the LM7, and thanks for watching. And for the required task, I will just inform you na lang dun sa GC natin. And that's it.